from Showtime. here tonight. Your resident college, John Henry's in the house. Cristin Davis is out of retirement. And everyone's favorite Jew, please welcome your host and MC, Mr. Sean McCarthy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tickle Your Bone Weekly Comedy Festival, the world's greatest and only weekly comedy festival. We are fucking cleaning up on the submission piece, folks. Week in, week out, sell my ass so you get no stage time. Let's hear it for Cristin Davis, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care, you got retirement, you're still going to sell me, you don't get on. And every 5 appearances, you get 1 free, Cristin. Heads up. Heads up. We're paying some of the comics now. We're on cryptocurrency. It's called Do a Bitcoin, so we're paying. That's the most last thing we got. Let's hear it for them. Hey, we got a great show for you tonight. Thank you so much for coming here. It's Thanksgiving week. It's always packed and crazy. And we got some special people on the show. Jason Williams is here tonight. He has been here. Our resident comic, John Henry, the man who started this show in 1968. He's on the show tonight. I got a sweet new jacket on sale from Nike. Thank you very much. It's fucking badass. Fucking dry fit. I'm a Jew. I don't pay retail, bitches. Fuck Kanye. Mark Cornall's on the show tonight, folks. His neighbors are here, so we're going to make sure we freak them out. I'm going to smoke meth on stage and start the show crazy. It's a meth comedy show. I'm just kidding. Hi, folks. I tell you, don't make fun of anybody up front, but you can joke about shit. Okay, listen. We only have good-looking people in this room. The ugly people are at the bar, by the way. If you pay attention, when you walk there to go take a piss, see how ugly they are. It just happens, folks. I don't let ugly people in here. When you're as good-looking as me. The point is, we have some sponsors I have to mention. Heads up, Living Spaces. I have to say that 500 times or I get sued. They're sponsored. We did have a sponsor called Polypore Mushrooms. They closed, but they bought us the camera and some equipment to live stream. We are live streaming right now. They paid for us to get a camera and some equipment, and you can go to Tickle Your Bone Comedy on YouTube or www.tickleyourbone.com and then see it there. But yeah, it's live streaming right now. Right now, we are helping the people of Ukraine with their war. They're our most watched people around the world. Nobody cares about Ukrainians, folks. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys, they don't like it. What I always say to my Ukrainian friends, ha! Which means duck, get down. So, oh my God, it's right, folks. But seriously, what are you going to do there? It's fucking scary. Thank God we live near Scottsdale. No one's bombing us. No, okay. Nice joke. Yeah. All right, calm down. I got to focus. Last sponsor I had to mention. We have a wonderful sponsor. I don't know if you heard of Sunnyslope Stevie Vapes. He makes this cat. He makes these. He's right off Hatcher. They are. There's an indica and sativa version he makes. This one is made with medical meth, pine sulfur terps, and CBDs. And this one's got fentanyl with pine sulfur terps and CBDs. But yeah, they hit. They're legit. He's a sponsor. If you do the up and the down, it's called the John Belushi. It's really awesome. They're $5 a piece. Chris Farley, whoever you think, someone's fucking upset by everything. Oh, Ukraine, no overdose. It's going to be a rough show. It's going to be a rough. I'm talking about my enema. So we have some wonderful spots. Living Spaces. Fucking insane. 2 Jews walked into a bar. Living Spaces. And Cristin Davis is out of retirement, folks. We're excited about that. Anyone can hit one of these as long as you ain't got herpes or COVID. All right, I'm back in the game. Hey, neighbors, you guys want to hit this? What's up? Oh yeah, by the way, the men's bathroom has been freshly painted, and when I went in there, I was like, oh, the bathroom looks really nice. And somebody recently scribbled on the wall, and I don't know if you're in here, but I would just like to say, it said, your wife is awesome, best blowjob ever. And I just want to say, he probably should have put a comma after your wife is awesome, comma, then best blowjob ever with an exclamation point. And then he made like 5 stars, but he didn't really color them in, so I don't know. I was confused if the wife really gave me that. So if that's you, please go in there and finish coloring the stars. And put some penmanship, because I'm not sure if I should let this broad suck my cock. She was hunched in the corner and she had a penis, so I'm not sure. I paid extra. But seriously, if you're a guy, look at that. Someone tell me I'm wrong. I'm not really good at English, but I was like, man, the bathrooms are good. Someone, oh, that's not a good fucking... Moving forward, punctuation. Alright, so we have a great show. I'm so happy about my. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. It's Thanksgiving, and I'll tell you a funny story about Thanksgiving. My uncle. I thought this the other day. I was talking about Clancy. Talking about Uncle Joe. Cristin knows my brother Clancy. They know each other. My Uncle Joe was like the stoner in the family. He still is. He's like 75. He's an artist. He lives in Greenfield, Mass. Still smokes weed and paints. He's fucking awesome. But yeah, I know. Thank you. Thanks. Let's hear from my Uncle Joe. He's a painter. Smokes weed. Yeah. He hasn't cut it himself. He's not a real painter. Living spaces. So my point is, my uncle at Thanksgiving, we were laughing. My uncle, he would spell things so that he would spell the bad words or spell the bad things so the kids didn't know. You know what I'm saying? When he'd be already fucked up and high, and he'd spell the wrong thing. So, but like as I got older, I caught it because at one point he's like, "Hey Sean, you want to go out in the CAR and smoke some pot?" We laughed so hard. I was like, "That's a great Thanksgiving memory." And then people always walk around the block and smoke weed. Yes, they do. What was I going to say? I don't even know what I want to talk about. I'm supposed to do 63 minutes to open up the show, but I think I'm going to cut it down to like 45, so that's all right. It's my show, you know what I'm saying? I like to take advantage of having on. Usually there's my mom and dad here. We haven't had an audience here in a year and a half. Okay. Dude, this place is solidly fucking packed. Every week. I can't tell you how lucky we are. I will say this, we're very lucky. The owner, we have no cover charge or minimum, but the bar makes some money, so they pay us. And instead of me taking all that money and putting it all up my nose, I put half up my nose and I pay some of the comics. So let's hear for me. I'm not a douchebag. Gosh, so many wonderful people here tonight. Oh, did I mention that Cierra's here? Where's Cierra? Oh, here's another thing too. So, let's hear it for this broad right here. How are you, sister?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Shit, I gotta back up. Living Spaces. We have these sponsors. This is Sunnyslope Stevie Vapes right here. CAR, smoke some pot. You missed all that. That was killer. I mentioned all the comics. I gave them shout outs. Just catching you up real quick, sister. You're welcome. Oh, we're live streaming if you want. You can watch the live stream on Backfeed and catch up. Everyone, stop moving. Let's rewind this and let her see what happened. Just kidding. She was in the bathroom. She's the one that wrote the note on the wall. Someone's wife apparently gives me the best blowjob. I don't know who it is, but those bad penmanship. That's all. I don't know what I'm talking about. In November it was Veterans Day, so I went to talk about the veterans. God bless the veterans. I love that people always say, you have to support the troops. Like, yeah, you have to support the troops. But people just blindly say stupid shit like, hey man, thank you for your service. Like, what the fuck? You mean, it's just like lame. Like, hey Sean, thank you for your punchlines. Which one, bro? Service. And being a Jew, you saved a lot of my people. You're awesome. Very specific. Just don't think you should blindly just shout out to like, tell, hey, thanks for jumping out of that plane. Hey, thanks for just recruiting some fucking kids that got killed and you did it. Whatever you did, thank you. I appreciate your service, bro. Thank you for dodging fucking penalties and fucking jail time, whatever it was. Thank you for your services. And I'm not shitting on the troops. You can't shit on the troops. You can't make fun of the troops. But when I was at the VFW hall, you know you can make fun of? The VDFWs. Okay, there's Veterans of Foreign War, and then there's the Veterans of Domestic War. So the whole time I was like, how about those fucking guys in the Civil War? Aren't they lame with their fucking muskets? You guys can't even shoot straight. They didn't have tanks, lamos. The redcoats, how easy is that? Except for that guy just farted. Come on. The chair is better than my redcoat punchline. I'm kidding. That was me. I'm a ventriloquist. I got a few more minutes to kill. All right. I know. Because I have so much stuff to talk about, but I don't want to go off on a crazy tangent. That's what I'll talk about. These are things. Okay. Because I mentioned I'm a Jew. I will say that, hey, I mentioned I'm a Jew, and I said, yeah, fuck Kanye. I'm not really mad at Kanye, but I don't know, is there a lot of Jews in here tonight or no? There's only one that knows me. I am the only Jew. I will fucking fight all of you with jiu-jitsu. So you better fucking bring it, bitch, l'chaim. I have a Chinese star in my yarmulke I left on the dashboard of my... I'm sure you heard Kanye bitch about the Jews, saying all Jews are bad. And then people are like, all Jews are bad. My point, I don't know why people say all Jews are bad. Like to say one race of people is bad is just, it's just some... My mother always told me, just because one person does something wrong doesn't mean they're all bad. And a friend of mine had gotten jumped by like these two, I live back east in New Jersey, and he got jumped by two Puerto Ricans, right? I live just outside of Newark. He goes, I fucking hate all Puerto Ricans. I was like, Mom, fucking Tony hates all Puerto Ricans because two jumped him. I don't even understand what that is. She goes, you can't hate everybody just because there's two bad ones, you know what I mean? She goes, you gotta be specific. I was like, all right. That's my point. It's rude to just say, I hate all Jews. You have to fucking tell people. Like, my friend Tony doesn't need to go like, I hate all Puerto Ricans. He like say, hey, I hate these two specific assholes that jumped me over by 13th Street. You should look out for like, you know, Ramiro and Juajono. But they just fucking, they don't help you. Like Kanye, like I'm a Jew. If there's a fucking, like Kanye's mad at one Jew. That's what it is. He's mad at one Jew that fucked him over so bad. He hates all Jews. And that's bullshit. He should, and that's just, this is my point. He should just tell us who it is, Kanye. Make a fucking rap. Hip us to who it is so we don't get fucked over by this apparent bad Jew. Hani Rabinowitz! Hani Rabinowitz! Don't take advice from Hani Rabinowitz! He's mad at one Jew. Not all Jews. Usually there's two more Jews in the room. There's a triangle. I'm just overwhelmed that I'm the only Jew. That's great. Yeah, so my point is don't hate all people because of one bad person. If you're mad about one specific person, tell everybody who that one person is, tell them their address, and then move forward. And then love all people. And seriously, I know Jaime Rabinowitz, he's a fucking prick. I wouldn't take advice from him. Don't sign a contract with that prick. All right, we have a fantastic show. I think I'm looking around the room. Everyone's all set and settled with big smiles. It's perfect. All right, I've done my portion of the show. I usually about 15 minutes between each comic. We've got 32 comics on tonight. We're gonna lock the curtain. Oh, and we do have a couple seats up front. There's some chairs if anybody in the back needs to sit. So heads up. All right, let's move forward. We had a young lady that couldn't make the show tonight. And so at last minute we had to cancel, but I had just talked to, I was just sending messages with this young lady earlier, and I was like, oh, hey, you want to fill in? She said yes. And so I'm very happy because she couldn't be here at the beginning of the month. So technically she's filling in, but she was already supposed to be here, so it's like a redo of when you were going to be here. So I told you it was going to fucking be magical. My point is life works out in weird ways. Play the fucking Forrest Gump music, Feather Falling. My dad's out there. So my point is I'm very thrilled that she's here, and she's going to kick it off. kick off a festival for y'all, and it's just real wonderful. I met her here years ago. Then she moved to California and started doing stand-up, and now she's back. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the very wonderful Nikki Morenis.
Thank you, everybody. It's beautiful to be here. Oh God, I gotta figure this out. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, Sean said I couldn't be here at the beginning of the month because my dad died on Halloween. Living spaces. True. No, it's true, he really did. He died on Halloween. And a Vietnam vet, disabled Vietnam vet, no less. And disabled, legally blind. And the key word there is legally blind. So, too blind to see me nod my head, not too blind to open and read my mail. So yeah, no, we were in the hospital with him, we were all there with him, and he seriously said he was going to go out on Halloween, and I said, cool beans, I'm going to go home, I'm going to get the Ouija board out, I'm going to get it ready for you. It's going to be great. No, we laughed all the way to the end. I walked in the room, legally blind, so he couldn't open his eyes. This is how my dad saw it, literally. He had to open his eyes with his finger. So driving with the man was a fucking nightmare. I wish that was a joke. I do have his handicap plates on my car, not telling me he's dead. Not telling him he's dead for another 30 years. But this is how my dad would see. So when I walked in the room, in the hospital room, and told my dad I was there, he literally did this. And that's classic dad. It was the whoop-de-doo finger. I was like, oh my God, Dad's still there, yeah. And like towards the end of the night, my dad gave him the morphine. He just wants to go to sleep. And he lifted his finger up and he looked at me and I went, hi, and he went, and I was like, I know you're still here. I know. He's like, I'm trying. And I was like, what, to die? He was all, yeah. All right. And I think that one of the last things he said was, I'm not dead yet. And we're big Monty Python fans, so I really appreciated that. I really did. And really, like, one of the biggest bitches of this whole thing was I rented a car to drive from here back to California, and that ended up costing $1,500. Oh my God! And what really pisses me off about that is not that I charged it to Dad's credit card, but that, you guys, I'm never getting this fucking tattoo finished. Like, I'm never getting this tattoo finished. I swear to God, you know people really love your tattoo when their reaction is, oh. Or, so what am I looking at? Or, you know that's permanent, right? Yeah, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3 kids. You know those are permanent, right, Janice? See, you know the difference between your kids and my tattoos? I wanted these. And I know who did them. Class reunions are super fun, you guys. No, they really are. I was popular and stuff, so my class reunion was super fun. But yeah, no, when I walked in and had a great time meeting everybody and seeing everybody again, and somebody came up to me and they said, Nikki, how is it that you don't have beef with anybody we went to high school with? And I said, well, I didn't fuck any of you while we were in high school. No, I waited till later after we graduated and slept with the 2 attractive men in our class. That's how you bypass all of the... Yeah, that's how you... So, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm single. Maybe I'm single because I'm way too into murder porn. I don't know. Anybody else into true crime, murder porn? Is it just me? Is it... I fall asleep watching murder documentaries on Netflix. That's just... No, they need to stop casting such pants-shittingly hot actors as serial killers in movies, because it's making me think that maybe murder, it's such a big deal. Like, you cast Zac Efron as Ted Bundy. Okay. You know what Zac Efron can murder? His pussy. Yeah, all day long. And then, they cast another Disney star by the name of Ross Lynch, this beautiful blonde little boy, in a movie called My Friend Dahmer, about Jeffrey Dahmer. And then Netflix has got that new Dahmer deal with Evan Peters. Hi, hello. Hi, cannibal, you say. I've got something he can eat. And, John Cusack. Oh, my God. They cast John Cusack in a movie about a serial killer. True story. And he comes downstairs, he's got a girl chained up in the basement, and he walks up behind her, and he's like, I've got a bearskin rug over here. Take you down over here, put you down on the bearskin rug, and I'm gonna have some fun, okay? And I want over here, a bearskin rug in front of the fireplace. I'm like, all right. Oh, okay. Because all I hear is that Lloyd Dobler wants to bone. That's all I hear. Lloyd Dobler from Say Anything wants to bone. I don't hear serial killer. Just, all right, say anything, okay. Yeah, Peter Gabriel, shock the monkey. Let's do this. Let's go. All right. Okay. Yes. Have you guys ever noticed there are never any women on To Catch a Predator? You ever noticed that? Because we are out there. We are out there. I noticed that my old high school is looking for a new librarian. I like books. 17-year-old boys have no idea what they're doing. But they can do it all night long. In 2 to 3 minute intervals. Well, I think I hear Chris Hansen asking me to take a seat back over there, so I think I'll leave you guys with that. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Nikki Miranda, let's hear for that young lady right there. One more time, Nikki Miranda. Let's hear for that young lady right there, yes. This next lady coming to the stage. I'm such a schmuck, folks. I got jokes. I'm like someone's goofy dad. Ladies and gentlemen, this next man, he's been here like twice, and we keep having him back because he's just so enjoyable. And he's got a sweet wife, and they're like the nicest couple ever. And it's almost confusing how someone can be funny and so well-rounded that they have a wife, and he doesn't do coke or have any DUIs. So this guy's a fucking anomaly, I'm telling you. It's amazing, folks. It's so thrilling. So cute. Oh, and he gave me this shirt, too. Look at this. He makes these shirts. I wore this like fucking, he was wearing this for so long before I knew what it was. He gave one, I go, I can't believe that's what it says. So, that's how fucking fun. The joke just keeps going. He's not even around. Like, this son of a bitch got me.
I was moving myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Mark Cornall.
Thank you very much. Sean always gives a great introduction. He's also the president of my wife's fan club. And she is here tonight, so I just need to let you all know that because of that, I can't be having any groupies lining up outside after the show. I know, sorry to disappoint, but she's starting to become a little bit of a problem. She's not into it. So what I can do is I can autograph your boobs and or butt cheeks. And yeah, that goes for the ladies as well. Hello. That's the compromise that she and I came up with.
It's my beer.
So sorry to disappoint. But yeah, we actually just got married. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. Thank you. This is my 3rd marriage, so clearly I'm the problem. It's just easier for me to own that. instead of having to describe everything that happened to the other two. But I really don't think I'm the problem. The other two just didn't work out. I don't know, maybe I am the problem. She is here tonight. You can maybe talk to her after the show if you like. That'll distract her while I'm autographing boobs and butt cheeks. She and I have been together about 4 years now. And, we're still discovering things about each other, learning things about each other, the do's and the don'ts, the likes, the dislikes. And she's got a long list of dislikes when it comes to me. But one of the things that she does that I don't like is that she apologizes for a lot of things that she just really doesn't need to apologize for. And I'll give you an example. She will apologize for when she coughs during sex. I see some of you know right where I'm going with this. Ladies, do you know what happens when you do that? You do a Kegel. It feels amazing, okay? It's like you have an extra hand down here. It grips us just beautifully. All right, it's the closest most guys are ever going to get to having a threesome. It's beautiful. It's like you cough, and it's like squeeze it. This is probably not the best way to represent a woman down there, is it? Maybe we close it up a little bit. Is that better? Kind of like before you had kids? Yeah. Or before you started banging black guys? Why is he covering his face? I'm telling you what, ladies, the more of you did that, I tell you what, a lot more of you would be married by now. Yeah. And a lot less of you would be getting cheated on. No one likes that one, especially the ladies. Yeah. All I'm saying is, ladies, grip us like that. Eat a little ass once in a while. Okay, it's 2022. It's not going to kill you. You might get a little pink eye. That's not a big deal, though. You just take a little antibiotic, clears it right up. So one of the things that, after we got engaged, one of the things that my wife and I did was we sold her house. And I said to her, hey, you want to take some of that money and treat yourself and do something? She said, I've been thinking about that. And I was thinking that maybe I want to do a mommy makeover. I said, okay, great. You're not going to get an argument from me. I said, what do you want to do? She says, I'm thinking, maybe get a boob job. I'm like, oh, yeah. Tummy tuck, get some Botox, maybe get my teeth whitened. I says, honey, you don't need to have your teeth whitened. Like I said, we got married a year ago. That conversation happened about 3 months before we got married. And you guys, to this day, she still has not gotten a boob job. But I still love her. You guys, that's it for me tonight. I appreciate you being here. Thanks very much.
Nice job, Mark Cornall. Come on, come on there. John Henry. Is John in the room?
No.
I know, yeah. Hey, Cierra, would you tell John?
John!
Yeah, it's all right, it's all right.
John! Hey, John!
I just realized he wasn't.
Oh, so fast.
No, it's all right, yeah.
That's what she
And
asked for the task.
There you go. John was still outside, and I was about to introduce him. I was like, I just realized he wasn't in here. I can vaguely see people in this room, but I can tell I can see John's silhouette was in the room. And that's like, oh, he's still out there. I should have told you. It was soon. I'm sorry, bro. You all right? Ladies and gentlemen, fresh from the bathroom,
Yeah!
correcting his punctuation. Stupid joke. Hey, so this next man right here, he started the show over 12, 13 years ago, and then COVID, chlamydia 19 hit, and the world shut down. And then I invaded this room like Putin and took it from him. And I've been the king ever since. But we invited him back. No. He started the show here like over 13 years ago. So he had it for like ever. And then COVID fucking shut it down. He's like, I'm done. I want to give it away. So he gave it to me. I'm very happy to have it. It's very wonderful, but I will say a few things about him. He's wonderful. He's hysterical. He just finished a movie called God's Work. Hashtag God's Work. It's on the cast. It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. I was going, he built the sign, he made the stage, he did a lot of work, put in the conduit, like he did a ton of shit. He took the show from out there to in there, he was a visionary. He's like the Elon Musk of backroom bar shows. Yeah, visionary. A visionary, and a vision is scary. Okay, thank you very much. So there you go. So that's my point. That's who this guy is. He's just not your average schlub or your average shithead or your comic from around the mill. This guy started this show. He's my very good friend and he's very funny. Please put your hands together for Mr. John Henry, our resident comic.
Give it going for Sean, everybody. Keep it going for my daughter who saved a dog's life today.
Yes, she
My daughter legitimately saved a dog's life. She's driving, and she's driving home from work, and she sees some fucking asshole hit a dog and drive away, and then watches 500 other people just keep on fucking driving. So she's gonna save this dog, because my daughter's a good person, you know what I mean? To dogs. She's a good person to dogs. If she saw someone hit a homeless veteran, she'd probably keep driving. But this is a dog. She's gonna save this fucking dog. So she pulls over. She pulls over to the side of the road. In South Phoenix, by the way.
No.
Yeah. And she picks up this dog, she puts it, and she's calling me, she's telling me she's doing this, and she picks up this pit bull who's bloody and is pissed on herself and is freaking out and is seriously sad, but it's still alive, and she puts it in the back of her car, and she calls me, and she's telling me this story, and I'm thinking, the back of my car? The back of my brand new 8-month-old off the fucking lot car? Kudos to you for saving this dog, but if you were paying $600 a month for this car, you'd have the wherewithal to put it in the fucking trunk, okay?
Son of a bitch.
She got it to the vet. The good news is she got the emergency room vet, and it's gonna be, I think he's got a couple broken legs, and probably, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And this was today for me, and now we're gonna talk about it at Thanksgiving, and I'm so happy for Thanksgiving. You guys excited for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I'm very excited for Thanksgiving. It's a fucked up, weird holiday. It's just the only time of the year you eat that shit, you know what I mean? Like, aside from mashed potatoes. Like, I don't ever cook a turkey. You're eating green bean casserole on a Wednesday in March? You know? Pumpkin fucking pie? By the way, fuck pumpkin pie. I'm not into it. Okay, you don't take a vegetable and call it a pie. It's bullshit. Get the fuck out. Take the carrot cake with you, okay? You can't fool me. But I do love Thanksgiving. It is my favorite. You know why it's my favorite holiday? Anyone? Dessert. Of course. Of course someone says dessert. Because you look at a guy that's built like me and it's like, it's obviously dessert. Like, I don't eat dessert for every fucking meal. It's family. It's family. I love Thanksgiving because family, because I love seeing my family, I really do. Most importantly, my children. I don't get to see, my kids are grown now. You know, when they're kids, if you're a parent, you'll understand when they're kids, you see them way too fucking much. Okay? But now they're grown out of the house, and I never see them unless they need money. So now I get to see my kids. And I think about them, and I think like when they were kids, and they were like young, and just perfect and innocent, and there's so much potential. And when I see them on Thanksgiving, I just want to see them, and I want to tell them to get their fucking life together. You shouldn't be making your car payments. You're 21. This is horse shit. Get a fucking dog in your own car. I do think about my kids. I think about their childhoods a lot. My oldest daughter I was thinking about this today. When she was in middle school, she was a cheerleader in the 8th grade. Okay? And She wasn't, here's the thing, don't get your stereotypes involved. She wasn't the stereotype cheerleader. Not that she wasn't beautiful, of course she was gorgeous. My daughters are gorgeous, obviously. Or my kids, I make gorgeous kids, okay? She just wasn't stupid, you know, or popular. So you wouldn't think of her as a cheerleader, but fortunately the school was small enough where there wasn't a cut to make the cheerleader team. So she got to be a cheerleader. Her friend, the girl that looked like a pug, also got to be a cheerleader. They were just letting anyone in. I couldn't believe it, because I'm like, this kid in the wheelchair is going to be a wheelchair cheerleader? Really? But they got her on top of that pyramid and flipped that fucking thing around. She wasn't the shortest, she was just sitting down. Anyway. So when she was in 8th grade, she was a cheerleader. And I'm a good dad. I'm going to be supportive. I'm going to encourage everything she does. So now my kid's in 8th grade, and I'm going to a junior high basketball game. Because she's cheerleading. I got to support. And I am one of those guys. Okay? I am one of those guys. I'm not an asshole, I'm just enthusiastic about sports. That's all it is. And it's a junior high basketball game. And the score's like 9-11, late in the 3rd quarter. It's a nail biter.
Late in the 3rd quarter.
And I'm watching this thing, and I'm cheering. And I'm cheering, and then I'm kind of bummed out when the team doesn't do good, and then there's a foul, and I'm like, it wasn't a foul. And I'm like, that's not a foul, boo, it's not a foul. He traveled. And I'm like yelling at the refs, and the guy next to me is like, which one's your son? And like, I didn't really think about what I was saying when I said it. I go, I'm just here to see the cheerleaders. And then we got her into softball. She was older, she's in high school. I found a condom in her bedroom. And that was awkward. You know what I mean? And first of all, let me explain. I'm only in her bedroom, to borrow some money, you know what I mean? Going through her shit. Someone's like, you a helicopter dad. I'm like, are you comparing me to Kobe Bryant? Because that's not cool.
No.
I know, right? That's what I said. Oh, man. She went to college. She wanted to major in environmental science. And I'm not for it, guys. I was against it. I thought it was stupid. If there's 2 things this country's trying to get rid of right now, it's the environment and science. Oh, gosh, where are we going? My drink is up. You were too fast, man. You had at least another 5 minutes, I'm sure of it.
That's what she said.
I had 10 minutes to write a set. You gave me 5 minutes, I wrote a 5-minute set. Oh my gosh, should we write anything else here? No, did that, food Thanksgiving, dog people, Briggett's Thanksgiving. No, I don't know what else to do. Yeah, Halloween's around the corner, right? Halloween. I've got dogs. You guys dog? I do have dogs. You guys have dogs? I have dogs, and I'm single. So, a lot of alone time, romantically. You know what I mean? Sean, I'll explain to you later. But,
Masturbation.
there you go. A couple weeks ago, I figured out how to cast images and videos from my phone onto my 86-inch TV. And I was like, oh, game changer. Now I'm watching porn on the TV as it's intended to be for. and I'm watching, and it's cool on an 86-inch 4K TV, except for when you're like, the beauty mode on your phone is actually a deer tick, you know what I mean? You can see everything. I was watching something called, it was like called Barely Legal, and I was like, oh, she just turned 18. And it's like, oh no, she's on probation for something. Green card's about to expire, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm watching this, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch to the end. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna watch the end, and I'm gonna finish at the end. And I'm just about finished. I'm just about done. I'm there. And all of a sudden, my dogs jump up. And they start freaking out. They run to the front door. And I'm like, fuck, somebody's at my front door. And I pull my sweatpants up, and I tuck my boner into the waistband, you know, and walk over to the front door. What the fuck is this? And I look out the peephole, and I don't see anybody, and I open the door, and there's nobody there. The dog's just sitting there. And there's no one. There's no Amazon package, there's no one standing there, there's no one down the street either way. And I realized at that moment, my dogs have watched me jack off so often they know how to fuck with me. Guys, my name's John Henry, that's my time.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Henry, let's hear it for that guy. A resident comic for the month of November. Over here one more time this week. Yay! Yay! Son of a bitch, you did. John Henry, make noise for him. I know Cristin Davis very well, and he said, oh, he mentioned Robert De Niro, and his friend said, yeah, he looks like De Niro, and I was like, oh yeah, watch this, I'll do this for you guys, so this is for you, Cristin. So when I was younger, I came home yelling from school about these kids, because we went to new school every 2 years, and I literally walked in to talk to my mom, and I was very angry at Mom, these fucking kids. Busted my fucking balls every fucking day. Fucking murder someone. I fucking hate New Jersey, want to go back to Massachusetts. And Mom goes, you look like Robert De Niro. Like, Robert, who fuck am I, what? Yeah, so there's that, right? Okay. And then it went on and on and on and on, and they would drag me around and make me do impersonations. But this is the latest incarnation that I would like to do for you right now. This is my newest Robert De Niro bit, and I'd like to do this especially for Cristin and his friend. Hi, you guys heard of Taxi Driver, the movie with Robert De Niro? Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing the community theater version in Awatuki. It's called Lyft Driver. Play the Robert De Niro role of Travis Bickle, and I'd like to do a scene for you right now where he's talking to himself. It's a very pivotal role in the mirror. As he's getting ready to go out and drive his taxi cab. You gotta get the app. Gotta get the app. You can't call, you gotta get the app. On your phone, get the app. Get the app. Yeah, it's great. How nice is this fucking It says like Nike running division 2, because I run from the law. Fuck the police. I still wear my khakis with a cuff and a crease, you know.
Hey!
Hey, Ren said it with authority. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say this next comedian coming to the stage might be one of my favorite people and comedians in the entire world. And we had her here last week, and I have her here this week just a special treat, because she kind of runs with John Henry's crew, and she's amazing. I call her a great one. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Cierra, Renee, Miranda.
I don't know if it's just because I'm Mexican or you guys see me wear Raiders before. It's fine. Either way, you were correct in the assumption. Thank you guys very much for coming out. I'm so excited for Cristin Davis and Jason Williams and everyone, so I'm really excited for tonight. So thank you. I have a giant mug of beer the size of my head to get back to, so let's make this snappy for you all. I'm just a little distracted. You, sir. You have a lot of fucking nerve, okay? You have a lot of fucking nerve with your fucking set. You tell me, okay? We need to eat asshole now? Let me tell you 2022. Okay, 2022. What have we learned in 2022? That no matter what, white men are just fine. And now we have to eat your asshole too? You don't have enough as it is? You don't have enough. You literally have everything. And now, hey, I don't know, could you lick my asshole? I do nothing to prosper. I just keep doing better and better, no matter who the fuck you elect, you little brown bitch. But can you lick my asshole now? By the way, it's 2022, so we went Dutch on dinner because equal rights, right? Now, will you please lick my asshole? I will do no such thing. I will do no such thing. And I'm shitting you fucking bitches out there. You want to get your asshole licked, you go to Charlie's on a Saturday night, like everyone else. Absolutely fucking not. None of you bitches. None of you bitches. You, sir, maybe. None of you bitches better lick this man's asshole. I swear to God. If I find out anybody licks white men's assholes, serial killer on site. Like, I am the new serial killer, all right? Find me. I will be on Netflix. True crime podcast. Blast it. I will kill you bitches too. I'm not killing the men. I'm killing you bitches with your fucking rim shot mouths. Unbelievable. I would never. The last thing I want to do with my day is lick a white man's asshole. Specifically a white man's asshole. You heard me correct. Specifically. I will discriminate all day. Are you kidding me? A brother shows and he's like, oh, you licked my asshole. I'm like, well, you probably had a bad day. Did you get, yeah, you know, like, did you get pulled over by the police today? Get over here. Get over here, LaMarcus. Get over here. We'll talk, then we'll talk. But a white man's asshole, I couldn't even imagine bringing myself to licking jaw. I never close my eyes around a white man. That's how True Crime Podcast got started. You ever seen Abducted in Plain Sight? You close your eyes in front of one white man, you're in the desert in a van, all right? You're licking assholes. Let me tell you something. I couldn't bring myself. The last thing I would never lick John Henry's asshole, okay? And I'll tell you why. I would never lick your asshole, sir, and he is a great friend of mine. I love him dearly. But you know what? You don't get to walk around and be like, God, I'm so mad at my daughter. You know, I just got this brand new car 8 months ago off the lot. I am not licking your asshole. You eat my asshole. For saying that shit. You want me to eat an asshole? Eat my asshole. That is what I say to John Henry when he passes me up in his stupid fucking Beamer. I'm like, eat my asshole. Because I can't catch up to him, my stupid V4 engine, you know? Because it's all I can afford with my 530 credit. Eat my asshole. Piece of shit. That is the most, you know what? I know we act like it doesn't exist, but that is the most white privilege thing I've ever heard in my life. Is to be like, you know what? Maybe we should start eating assholes. You gotta be shitting me. You white privilege, motherfucker. Now I know it exists. We proved it tonight, you motherfuckers. White privilege absolutely exists. Everything's going great. That's what you know, too. Because, right, like, the most white privilege thing I ever heard was, like, some fucking, when people were like, oh, I really miss the old president. I hate these gas prices. I wish I just go back to mean tweets from the president. That's the most white privilege. Those mean tweets said, spit on your nearest brown person, okay? And now you want to tell me, I'd rather pay $4.39 than some guy being like, go back to your country. Literally 6th generation, motherfucker. I don't know where that country you think is. But I go to if I go to Cancun, it is in a plane and I go right to the resort, motherfucker. You go back to your country. We're from California, assholes. That's my country. I don't know. Back to you. All right, that's my time. It should be actually. That was like 8.5 minutes of eating my asshole. All right.
The white assholes.
No, and that is a beautiful thing. Like, here's the thing. Based on these elections too, right? Based on recent elections and what's coming up, it's like, you know, I know we all want to say like we're more divided than ever, but I honestly think we're accepting each other more and more, right? Yeah, for sure. Because a lot of people, you know, because I also like what's happening with white people, besides the asshole stuff. But like, because honestly, you guys are understanding. You're like, oh, I'm not crazy as that guy on TV. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say his shit. Like, I don't say those words. You know, like, thank you. But like, that's the beautiful thing. It's like this election particularly, like, we all realize like who the psychopaths are, and you're like, all right, you know, like, we'll get it together, right? Like, but I kind of want. I'll admit it. I kind of want to like show a little bit more like what minorities, what brown and black folk have to deal with. You know what I mean? But nothing bad. I want no violence to happen to anybody. Absolutely not. I just, you know, like for instance, I like to like when I go to Target, you know, like I like to like ask white people before they can ask me like if they work here. You know? Like I see it in their eyes. They're thinking it. And I'm like, excuse me, do you work here? And like. This stun in their face of like, no, you have service people's skin, not me. That's not my color, and you're like, it's your color now, you know? Or like, I like to ask older white women for their Kohl's cash to prove they belong there, you know? Or like I go to Scottsdale and I park next to John in my like 2016 Compass in his Beamer, you know, and I park next to the John Henrys of the world, and I like when he walks by my car, I beep it like I don't trust him, you know. I'm like, boop, boop. And they look at me, like it's like you, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, I don't trust you either. I don't fucking trust you. I don't know what these white people are doing these days. I actually, okay, so I'll say this. I really appreciate you guys. I have to get off in a second. I really appreciate you guys letting me talk shit. It is a joy of mine, if you cannot tell. It is my love language. But I really appreciate it, because like honestly, God, like this, we live in the greatest time to live, and we live in the greatest country to talk that shit, you know? Because like I can leave, and you guys are gonna be cool with me. Like no one should be touched. No one, you know, we should walk unscathed. Tell what we want to say and get the fuck out of here, right? Go home. But you know, like but the truth of the matter is, if the chips were stacked, like if this was Salem witch trial times, you wouldn't hear shit from me. I'm a coward all day, you know? Like, we're burning bitches at the stake for just, like, talking? Like, I wouldn't say a fucking word. I'd just be up in that, like, fucking quilt circle, you know, just doing my thing. And some bitch would just be like, do you guys think that maybe there's, like, more to life than this? And I'd be like, you better shut the fuck up, Sarah Elizabeth, all that witchery-ass talk before I tell your husband. Because at this point, I gotta finish this, and I still gotta go home and suck my unkept husband's cock in a little bit. And if not, then I'm a witch, so get the fuck out of here, you know what I mean? My name's Cierra and Miranda. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. Thank you guys.
Please don't scare anyone, folks. She only likes me because I'm a Jew. I remember when I was in Washington Heights buying cocaine in the early 90s at like 3 in the morning, and these Jamaican dudes walked up to me. They're like, "What do you go to this neighborhood honky?" And I was like, "I'm a Jew." They go, "Well, how much you want?" I go, "100 of each. You good?" He's like, "Well, I'm dude," and he's bailed. So he's. Jews can always buy drugs. All right. We have money that spends. Oh yeah, Stevie Vapes. Vapes, okay. You ready, son? I got nervous for a second. Hey, I'm excited about this next cat tonight because it's been a minute that he's been here doing an actual set of stand-up. Like Cristin Davis tonight is very special because we have some people that haven't been here in a minute and/or performed. One reason why he's been in jail because he killed 4 people with his bare hands on a meth bender. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. No, he just he hasn't done stand-up in a minute, but and he hasn't been here doing stand-up specifically. So we're very thrilled to have him back, and I know it's pre-Thanksgiving Day week, and it's a wonderful crowd, and it's wonderful to have him here. And it feels like so festive, and if you weren't here, it wouldn't feel right. So I'm very thrilled. This man is fucking brilliant. And at one point, I had a show at an ice rink, and he said one of the funniest fucking jokes to this day. I still laugh about the fucking taint joke, so you know what I'm talking about. Cierra knows what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together, Skiz. So I'm just very happy he's here. He's brilliant. Mr. Jason Williams.
Thank you, Sean. It's weird to be back here. It's great to be here, but it's really weird. It's been like a little over 3 years, I think, since the last time I did stand-up anywhere, and I think it was here, so that's really cool. Post-pandemic, you know, I feel like I'm coming out, like doing things, but I don't know if you guys have found this, like, it's just not quite the same. Little things are off. For example, I went to a zoo, and they only had one animal. It was a dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
That sounds like a friendly zoo. Wow.
I went to another zoo because when I was, my biggest wish is like I want to see a monkey. That's the thing. Like let me see a monkey.
Yes.
And the zoo, they just got a brand new. They had a tiny little newborn baby monkey and its parents, and they could come and see them. There's a long wait, but I was like, I have got to see. I've got to see this monkey. So I get in the line. I wait probably an hour and a half, and right as I'm getting up to the enclosure, they take away the mom and the baby. And so it's just the baby monkey's father. You know, it was literally a monkey's paw situation. That's all my zoo material for the evening. Yeah, things are a little different. My niece just turned 4. She had a birthday party, and I went to the store. I was going to get her something fun, something a little different, and I found one of those Mylar balloons of one of the Sesame Street Muppets, the cookie one, the one that sells the cookies. What do they call him? Cookie Monster? Doesn't sound right. Is that right? Cookie Monster, everybody? Cookie Monster? Oh, okay, if you say so. All right, so I got this balloon of the Cookie Monster, and it's full size, and it's great. I go up and I buy it, and it's $10. This is a balloon. It's a little high, but I'll pay it. But then they wanted to charge me $20 to fill it up. I mean, inflation is getting ridiculous. I've started listening to, I listen to a lot of podcasts, obviously. I mean, I sit alone a lot and I listen to podcasts, and of course I listen to the murder podcast. Those are the best ones. Listen to this one now that's really freaky for me because it takes place in a town I used to live in. So they're talking about places, I know that. It's really creepy. There's only a couple of episodes left, and I'm on pins and needles because I swear they're on to me. Murder suspect. I am excited. Again, this is dumb, but a few months ago, I proposed to a woman. Well, technically it wasn't proposing. It was propositioning. That's what the crap was. I remember now. She said no, by the way, so it's fine. But, you know, that's okay. I'm not a creep. I'm not a deviant. It's 2022. I'm sex positive. You know? Yeah. I think sex work should be legal. You know? I wish it was legal 3 months ago, but hey, you know, we move forward, right?
Move forward.
I read a story recently about, you know, it's legal in Vegas, and it's working great for them. And I read this story about an escort in Vegas, and she made, just last year alone, $1.2 million. 1.2 million American dollars. I mean, whose dick do I have to suck to get that? Oh.
Hey now!
You know, I've been trying to expand my mind a little bit, getting into art and art appreciation. I've been reading a lot of books about artists. I like abstraction a lot. It's really cool. You know, I like Kandinsky, Mark Rothko, Jackson Pollock obviously is a big one too. And my big thing now has been going to museums and trying to like identify the artist of the painting without knowing. And I went to a museum recently and I saw a painting. I was like, this, you know, it looks like Jackson Pollock, but I couldn't quite figure it out, you know, because the structure and everything was there, but something off. And then it dawned on me. I realized it's the color, his use of color. It was more earth tones and a lot of brown, and I'm in the restroom and not in the museum. That explains why it's also on the floor and the wall. So, you know, really though, you got to give Jackson Pollock some credit because he did not use brown in his paintings at all. Like, I mean, I can't imagine that he tried that once. You know, got a big old hunk of paint and just, you know, oh, that looks like shit. Never tried that again. Have you ever, this probably happened to some of you where you're driving down the highway and, you know, they get those signs that send messages and stuff like that. And like, I saw an Amber Alert and I just, you know, because you can't read the whole thing when you're going through it. It's like too fast. But I saw the make and model car and I was like, oh, that's my car. I'm like, oh, geez, it'd be crazy if somebody like saw my car and called it, right? And full disclosure, and this is bad, I had an edible before I got in the car, and it was starting to kick in. I was starting to get paranoid. I saw the sign again, and then I just took the kid back home. I think that was the right call. You gotta pick your battles. You know, when pedophiles get old and cranky, do they yell at kids to get on their lawn? Yeah, it's my grandmother passed away recently. It's really sad. You know, and it causes so much problem in a family. If you ever had that happen, it's like people start kind of just getting nitpicky, fighting with each other, especially about the will, who gets what. And you know, I didn't get anything. I'm not mad about it. I'm not like that. But I thought it was really generous because my uncle offered to share some of my grandmother's jewelry with me. But he did give me one condition, and that was that I had to help him rebury her.
Seems legit. Seems fair.
There's one of those big mega churches in my neighborhood, a giant place, and just last week they had this major fire, just damaged a lot of the structure and the inside of it, and they're using, you know, I mean, so much. They're trying to rebuild. The holidays are coming up, so having some big drives. You know, we need money to rebuild, but you know, I feel like they've got fire insurance, right? Like somebody came to my door. They're really hard up. They're seeking donations. They asked me for donations. I'm sorry, I did not give them any money. I'm like, they have to have fire insurance. There's no way they don't have that. Besides, I had already spent all of my money on gasoline and matches. All right, I'm gonna get out of here on that, guys. All right, thank you very much for listening. Before I stop, though, I want to say thanks to Sean. Sean is the person that put me up for the very first time ever, and John put me up for the second time. So everybody go over and that's really good. John, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jason Williams, let's hear it for him.
It's a Shih Tzu.
That's a great show.
So fucking awesome. The best thing about taking acid right as the show starts is by now, it is so lit. That's it. I'm kidding. There's mescaline. No, I'm kidding. I feel like I'm tripping because there's people that are on this show tonight that I haven't seen in a long time on stage and doing stand-up and or in person. So it's a real fucking treat. Some of you people know this next man. I've known him for quite some time. He knew my brother Clancy. Clancy McCarthy. Yeah. He's doing good. His girlfriends, blonde hair, big boobs, a little younger, just like every fucking girl he did since high school. Let's hear it for Clancy. Clancy is like stereotypical of the chicks he likes. It's so stupid. I love my brother. Dumbass. Alright, enough about Clancy. I went down memory lane. But that's what this guy does to me. That's what these people do to me. Because it's like failing. You haven't seen him in a while. You're just happy. Alright. Put your hands together, and I'm so thrilled he's here. I'm so glad he's on tonight's show. It's really fucking awesome, and it's wonderful, and this is just fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cristin Davis.
I miss Clancy. Me and him, I don't know if he ever told you that me and him beat the hell out of a car with a baseball bat. When you hit the headlights, sometimes they'll catch on fire, so like we lit this thing on fire, and I threw my hand through the thing. I probably should have got stitches, but I love you, brother. It's good. The good old days. I couldn't help but notice Nikki said her dad was legally blind. Sounded like his fucking eyes were shut. He's legally blind, and then he would do this and see me. I'm like, bitch, that's opening your eyes. That's how these motherfuckers work. And it's not medical. You could have got 2 toothpicks, and that motherfucker could have lived 2 more weeks. Just trying to fling that out there in case somebody else has any fucking blind relatives. Cierra, I loved your butthole jokes. They were fantastic. And when you said that you would not lick John's asshole, all I could picture is you licking John's asshole. And I wondered to myself, would you lick it with his legs in the air like a weirdo, or would you make him lay down face down like a cadaver that you just bought for cheap? Or would you make him stand like a horse? Just get in there. John talked about family and stuff, and it reminded me of one of my older jokes that I don't do anymore, but I'm going to do it today because I hate my family, and it's not cool to say, but I have a bunch of creeps in my family, and the one I was going to say is like my grandfather at Thanksgiving one year goes, Cristin, if it looks like a duck and sounds like a duck, your grandma's a cunt. She's sitting right next to you. You probably shouldn't have said that. Diarrhea, am I right? This guy knows what I'm talking about. I don't know, I haven't been doing comedy for a long time, so I don't have any jokes. Just gonna make shit up. I wrote in my book a couple of things that I thought were funny. They're not, but I wrote them in my book anyways. One of them was like, everybody says, fuck around and find out. And mine is like, fuck around and I'll probably apologize to you. Which isn't that funny, but it found its way in my book. And the second thing that was in my book was, nothing will make you look more retarded than a hat that don't fit. And I was watching 90 Day Fiancé, and it was Caesar, I don't know, which makes us both retarded, probably, but he looked like Mr. Hat. I mean, he had a fucking hat that was like, dangling on his ears or whatever, and that's my thought that came in my head. And I thought to myself, you can't say retarded anymore. It's not cool to say, and I get that, and I'm trying to be better, so I came up with a new word, and I'm saying spiritual now. It means exactly the same thing. Literally means the same thing. My wife is spiritual. She is. She's got the Holy Ghost in her, I swear to God. You gotta be spiritual to say nuclear. Right? I mean, I fucking challenge you, and I swear to Christ. Challenge her to say, oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're gonna get some crazy shit come out of her mouth. Neil the Crazy Teason. Neil the Total God. Like, or Macho Man Randy Savage. That'll shut her robot down, like taking the battery out. I love her the most. She's spiritual, though, I swear to God. We watched the new Neil Brennan special. Years. He's like, what is... And to her, to her credit, they weren't the same color as his face. They were big, they were kind of see-through if you watch it. They're weird ears, but I just like moved past it immediately, but she couldn't stop. Every 5 minutes, are those really his? I was waiting at the end of it for him to like yank his ears off and like, ha! That's my big comedy to reveal. It's these fucking ears. Anyways, spirits are alive. Her and I were having lunch, and these 4 boys behind us were talking about, they were all like, yeah, they lived in the same place with like frat boys or like, college kids, and they're like, the guy that lives in the penthouse is in his 40s and he keeps inviting us up to have drinks and stuff. And I'm like, well, that's a red flag. I'm like, I've thought about stepping in and being like, hey, you guys gotta be safe, but I'm like, I could use a little more Dateline in my life. And then I thought to myself, like, I don't really care when they murder men on the show. Just fucked up, right? I really don't. Like, we're watching Dateline and I was like, oh, it's a guy that got killed. Who gives a shit? It's so boring. It's one of his friends killed him with a hammer. Who cares? Every time. Like, I'm looking for a guy that drove around with a mom and daughter in his trunk for a couple of weeks. Something interesting. Those episodes are getting old. But anyways, these guys are talking about, like, this guy inviting them to their house and having drinks and all this stuff. And I'm like, these guys are definitely going to wake up with their dicks tied in a knot. And all their assholes blown out with this guy's wiener or whatever. Like, there's like, you ever try to do a 3-legged race where they tie your legs together? Try tying your dicks together with a couple of your bros. See how fast you can run away from a guy trying to make a human Voltron out of your fuckable Voltron with all inputs. I have no concept of time, so how am I doing, Sean?
I don't know, how are you doing? You feel good?
I feel horrible.
How about in the 2?
That concluded my new material, but I'm gonna go into some older stuff because, like, some of it is like I don't have any memory anymore, which is true. I can't hardly remember anything. Huh? Yeah, am I right? Am I right? My memory is completely fucking shut, and it's crazy because you can't like try to remember stuff. I try and have memories of things, and I always try and like, oh, I'm in the moment right now. I should remember this. It never works. Memory just doesn't work like that. Like, how many people here can point out Cierra on a map?
Never.
Nobody, right? But how many of you can draw a butt plug from memory? That's just the way the mind works. You know what I mean? You don't get to pick what you keep, but I could draw a butt plug right now. So I always think about this stuff. So I was, recently in the grocery store and I was shopping around. I saw a woman in there shopping for groceries, and I'm like, she's probably been to the grocery store 1,000 times, or 20,000 times. She doesn't remember any of those trips. I'll give her a memory. Just walked up to her, maybe she's shopping for some beans or something, and I walk up and I go, hey, I think you've had enough beans, you farty cunt. You're welcome, ma'am, now you got a memory. And the funny thing about that is, I've called so many women farty cunts that I don't remember any of them. That's my time. Thank you guys.
Let's show Cristin Davis. Cristin Davis.
You got a wolf. I know, Joseph.
This is a shih tzu.
It's not a bark, Joe.
It's a wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to your last comedian of the evening. He's one of our favorites around here. He's fantastic and funny, and on another level, from when I first saw him, it feels like 20 years ago, and he's had like 10 kids, and he doesn't smoke, and I've really only known him 5 years. He has no kids, and he smokes cigarettes, crack, and cock. I had no idea. I thought I knew you, Joe. Anyway, I'm being a wise guy. We do love this cat. He's been here once a month. He was a former resident comic, and he's closing out tonight's show. I think he's brilliant as well as some of the other cats on the show. But this motherfucker, if you got an I at the end of your name, you're brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Gangemi.
Thank you, Sean. Keep it going for Sean, everybody. Also, keep it going for everybody you've seen tonight. What a fantastic lineup. I know everybody on this show, and it is a lineup you would have seen in 2017. So consider yourself lucky. You time travel. Congratulations. Oh man, I'm just so happy to be here.
Yes.
This has been a really tough day, and this is a place that I really love. And I love this place because I feel like you can really be honest. I feel like this is a crowd you can say anything to, and you guys will just get it. You'll be there with it. And today was rough. I was molested today.
What?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it was voluntary, so I guess it wouldn't be molesting, but I didn't like it, so it felt bad, you know. And what's worse is I paid the guy to do it. And what's worse than even that is last week paid the same guy $200 to jerk off in his office.
Oh my God.
I know. And what's worse than even that is I'm gonna do it again. Because I love my wife. And that's what she wants. It's true. See, me and my wife, we've been trying to have a kid. And I don't know why you're applauding. Did I say I have a kid? No. I said I'm trying. And that's tough because I spent most of my life trying not to get girls pregnant. So it's a real change of what my mentality is, you know what I mean? Like all my methods have been flipped. So all the habits that I've built over the years of trying to not get a girl pregnant, they're coming heavily into play now. If I was trying to not get a girl pregnant, I'd be killed. But yeah, we started trying a couple years ago, and I would say about a week after my wife was off birth control, she's like, you need to go get tested. You gotta get tested. This is obviously your fault. Go get tested. I've seen your mangled balls. I know what your balls have been through. We've seen the scarring. Go get tested. So I did. And this Dr. Molesto, he was like, don't worry, we'll get you on a whole regimen. We'll get you at peak you. I just gotta feel your balls real quick. And I was like, all right, if you say so, doc. And now every other month, this guy wants to fondle my balls. Today when he asked me to drop my pants, I was like, dude, nothing has changed. Trust me. If I grow an extra nut, you're the first guy I'm telling. Right? No, he wants to feel it. And the worst part was the first time that I had to go get tested. He's like, all right, we'll get you on some pills, but you got to go get tested so that we can see like where your baseline is. But before you get tested, you have to be abstinent, sober, and smoke-free for 3 to 5 days, so we can get an accurate picture of you. And I said, I'm sorry, doc. A sober, abstinent, smoke-free version of me after 3 to 5 days isn't going to be an accurate picture of me. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but it's not that. But he's like, do your best, and I did. I did my if the appointment's later in the day, about half a day. I did my best, all right? But he goes, we gotta go get tested. And I go, okay. So I walk in to the doctor's office. I walk up at the front desk and I'm like, hi, my name is Joe Gangemi. I'm here for and the lady behind the desk goes, I'm sorry, what'd you say? I'm like, I'm here for a semen analysis. I'm sorry, what? I was like, I'm here for a semen analysis. She goes, oh, perfect, a semen analysis, great. Just follow me. And so I follow her to the door right off the desk where her and about 5 other women are working. I was like, you can't walk me down the hall a bit? First room off of the desk. She goes, right in here, thank you. I walk in. She goes, you'll be providing this sample via masturbation. Yeah. I think I know how this works. I think you know how this works. Pretty sure all 5 of the women right outside of this room know exactly how this works. And what I am doing, which is so fucking awkward. I've spent the majority of my life trying to have people not know I'm masturbating. So for an entire room of people to know that it's a very weird feeling. But she walks me in. I sit down on the weird flat bed covered in paper. She looks at me and she goes, don't use spit, and walks out. Doesn't even lock the door. I'm like, okay, here we go, I guess. So I sit down on the weird flat bed with paper, and I was thinking there was gonna be like a lazy boy and some magazines. No, it's just a doctor's office. So I'm sitting there and I do what I know all 6 women out front know I'm doing, is pulling out my phone. And I'm like, well, my feet aren't touching the ground. I'm like on this bed doing this. And I'm like, well, that's not gonna work, you know what I mean? So I lay back on the bed, but then I'm like, well, how do I catch anything in this cup if I'm on my back? So then I get down on the floor on like the little doctor stool, you know what I mean? But it's on wheels, so I can't get any traction. I'm just like, whoa, whoa, spinning around the room and shit. Like, fuck. No idea what to do in here. So I just stand up in the middle of this fucking doctor's office, like, I guess here's where it happens. And then I realize I didn't bring headphones. I didn't think to bring do you just carry around headphones in your pocket all the fucking time? But I can't listen to porn at any volume just in a doctor's office. There's like kids walking by. I can't have a nurse walk by and hear, you're the best big brother I could have ever asked for. Like, that's not gonna fucking fly for anybody.
That is horrible.
So I turn the volume to 1. Yeah, 1. But I'm an auditory guy. Like, I like to hear what's going on. So I'm watching it like this. You know what I mean? It's like a full-on strobe light. And I start getting self-conscious. I'm like, damn it, I've been here for so long. These people are right outside the door. They know what I'm doing. They're like, why has this guy been in here for 45 minutes? Because I'm trying to find a vibe. Relax. And it's just really not going well. I'm getting sweaty. And I'm like, just fucking make it happen, Joe. Do what you got. Just make it happen. And then I start getting close. I'm like, all right, but I gotta grab the cup, so I set my phone up against the tongue depressors, and I'm like by the sink, and then all of a sudden the phone falls in the sink, like right as I'm getting close, but I don't get to see or hear anything. So then I'm just going on pure imagination. Hello, 2015. Dude, what the fuck is this? So I'm getting close, and then I finish. But it wasn't my regular at-bat. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't indicative of me. It was just indicative of the situation. So I'm looking at this cup and I'm embarrassed. I'm like, it looks like I fucking sneezed in this cup. Oh my gosh. But you gotta turn it in, right? You gotta turn. So I walk out. I walk out like Charlie Brown just got his Christmas tree. And I hand the lady at the counter my cup and I go, oh, here you go. And she goes, sir, you're supposed to leave that in the room. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So I go back and I put it in the room.
Sir.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's right, man. That's how I felt too. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, these results can't be good. And sure enough, they weren't great. Doctor that likes to feel my nuts is like, did you have a rough time in there? I got some notes from the ladies at the front. Oh yeah? And he's like, yeah, it sounds like you had a lot of sweating going on. I'm like, fuck! I knew they were taking notes. But yeah, it's ruining masturbating. I don't even like doing it in my free time anymore. It's like when someone forces you to do something, you're like, this seems like work. I don't enjoy this anymore. But as embarrassing and as awkward as it is, I feel like it's important to go through, especially because I don't like the idea of like IVF or any of those processes. Not because I think they're bad, because it feels like cheat codes. Like it feels like a monkey paw situation, or like you're, like granted a wish from an evil genie. You're like, oh, I really want this, and then 15 years later they stab you in your sleep because they want to like run away with their girlfriend or something. You're like, I paid $10,000 for you. I don't like that idea. But I think I know why I have been having any issues at all, and it's because my wife was right. I've had some nut trauma. My nuts have seen some stuff. I had a knee injury that I was rehabbing from, and I had to get in between a hot tub and a cold pool, like a bunch. In between all of the expanding and shrinking, one of my testicles wrapped itself around the other one and swelled up to the size of like a large orange. To the point where it woke me up out of a dead sleep, and I almost lost one. Yeah, it was fucking terrible. I could barely walk. I was biting down so hard on the breathing tube, I chipped my teeth.
Shit.
Yeah. But the last thing I remember as they wheeled me into surgery was my then girlfriend saying, don't worry, honey, I'll love you even if you don't have balls. That was the last thing I remember as I got wheeled into surgery. When I woke up, I was like, you know what? I'm going to marry that girl. Yeah, thank you. I knew I was going to marry her before. But seeing that, I was like, I got to put a ring on that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think that's one of the reasons I've had some issues. I think my nuts saw that trauma, and they were like, yo, if that's life, I don't want any part of this shit. We're not going through that. You know what I mean? And so, for that fact, I'll keep getting molested. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
I'll keep jerking it into cups. I'll keep getting molested. Because I love my wife. Yeah. So, on that note, honey, I love you. And can you please get me some new headphones?
Joe's a eunuch. Let's hear Joe Gangemi right there, actually. Oh, embarrassing. I sometimes jerk off behind the dumpster just to relax before the show. The smell of trash gets me off, it's my thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you have really been wonderful. Thank you for coming out, and Cristin Davis' friends, everyone friends of comedy, everyone else here from Carl, Jason Williams, good to see you. James Johnson's in the house. James Johnson. These hot shoots undercover. But thank you so much for coming out. There's karaoke next door. Get home safe, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Good night.